Hi, everyone. Jess here with the Organized Barn. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jessica Lindsay, and I am the owner here at the Organized Barn. I am a professional organizer and a certified life coach for equestrians. So I help you get organized from the inside out. And today I'm really excited because today is Thursday, May 1st, which is the very first episode of something new that I'm doing called Thursday Barn Rescue. So, if you're new here, what I'm doing is I'm selecting a photo submitted by one of you every week. And then on Thursday, I am walking through exactly how I would approach organizing that space. So, the idea is that you'll walk away with a real plan that you can take action on. Because let's be honest, a lot of us want to get organized, but sometimes we just don't know where to start, or we don't have the time, or we don't have the budget to bring someone like yours truly in. But we would jump on a clear, doable plan if someone would just give us one. And so that is what this series is all about for me, is giving you free practical help for your real life barn spaces. So if you want to submit your space, just to send me a message on Facebook at the Organized Barn Company, include a photo or a few photos and a quick note about the problem that you're facing. And I will be choosing one every week and walking through it here. So let's dive in. This week I picked Jolene's junk pile. You'll get to see this in a minute, okay? So this week's space comes from Jolene. She just moved to a new property and she sent me what she called a junk pile, which is a cluttered corner that she wants to completely clear out and eventually turn into something functional. Okay, let me actually stop and share my screen for you now rather than later, because I feel like I should be sharing this photo sooner. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to share that plus me, and there we go. Okay, I think this is working. Yes. Okay. All right, great. Like I said, it's the very first episode. That's okay. We're going to keep going. So, okay. So I want to say, first of all, thank you to Jolene for having the guts to send this photo. And I want to call attention back to, she just moved into a new property and she has organized a lot of her spaces, but she still has what she is calling this junk pile, right? It's a cluttered corner that she wants to completely clear out, and eventually she wants to turn it into something functional. One idea that she had was a command center. But we will get to the command center later. But first, I want to talk to you about the pile. So I wanted to start off by saying that we have all been here. This is basically the equivalent, I would say, of your kitchen junk drawer. So it is the one spot where everything that doesn't have a home just kind of lands. So especially after a move, it is super common for all of the, I don't know where this goes stuff to just end up in one place. And then that pile becomes the default dumping ground. So I want to use this as a teaching moment for all of you to teach you the two things when you're organizing a space that you need to think about. Okay. There are two things that will make your organization like make it or break it. And only two, like if you remember nothing else. Number one, it has to be easy to find what you need. And number two, it has to be easy to put things away, because clutter tends to build up when things are not easy to put away. And usually they don't get put away because they don't have a clear logical home. So if something doesn't have a home, your brain just defaults to setting it down at the nearest available spot. And if there's already a no home pile like this, well, then that becomes the obvious place. And it is not laziness. It is actually just decision fatigue. Your brain is subconsciously avoiding the extra effort of creating a brand new system. It is just reverting to the path of least resistance. So when I see a pile like this, I know that the root of this is not about the stuff. It is about the lack of systems. And so that is great news because it is fixable. Okay, so here is how I would approach this. Okay, so Jolene, looking at this pile, I can tell that you're probably overwhelmed just looking at it, and that would make perfect sense. Um, when stuff stacks up like this, our brain starts to shut down. So, what I'm going to do is walk you through a step-by-step plan that you can do in short bursts without making a bigger mess in the process, which I feel like that's especially important in a horse barn where you could be interrupted at any moment and you need to keep things like safe and navigatable or able to navigate. Okay, I have broken this down into steps. So the first step is you're going to create a single layer. Okay, this is going to take you 5 minutes. So just hear me out. The very first thing I want you to do is to spend 5 minutes spreading this pile into a single layer. Now, we're not going to like make a huge mess everywhere. We're just going to look at what's double stacked, what's blocking. We're just going to spend 5 minutes. We're going to go through, we're going to make it a single layer so that you can see everything. Nothing fancy, just unstack the items. You can see everything at once. What's important here is for you not to get distracted by putting things away yet. So like, even if you spot something and you know where to put it, just set that aside for a minute. And right now we're just focusing on getting a clear view. So single layer, okay? 5 minutes. Second step, 5 minutes. You are going to go and grab a trash bag and a cardboard box or a big tub or a Tupperware. And you're going to label that box donate/sell. Okay. And this is really important. Right now, we are not going to separate sell from donate. And if you're cringing listening to that, here is why. Even if you are a person that can make those decisions easily, they still do take brain power. And just like when you're working out your biceps, you're doing a bicep curl. I could give you a 5-pound weight and it's going to feel easy. But if you are bicep curling all day long, your arm is going to get tired. Your brain gets tired and you get decision fatigue when you're working on big projects like this. And so we want to save that energy for later. And right now, the only decision we want to make is whether we're keeping it or we're getting it out of there. So if you would rather write get out on the box instead of sell or donate, like that's totally fine. So your first task was a single layer. Your second task was to just get the trash bag in the box and label the box. Now you're 10 minutes in. Your next 5 minutes, you are going to do what I call a trash sweep. Okay. So you are going to pick up your trash bag, set a 5-minute timer on your phone. You're going to go through your single layer pile and you are going to look only for trash. So wrappers, broken straps, cracked items, toss them. If you are unsure about something though, skip it. This is only trash that is obvious. We're putting it in the trash bag. Okay, now we are 15 minutes in and we are moving to step 4. Okay, we are now going to do a sell/donate sweep or a get out sweep, right? We're looking for things that are going to leave the space. You're going to set your timer for 10 minutes. You are going to grab that box that you labeled sell/donate. And this time you're going to pull anything that you know you're not keeping and you're going to put it in the box. But we are not going to worry about whether it's worth money, whether you're going to sell it, whether you need to clean it before you sell it or donate it. Like we're not worrying about any of that. It's just we are identifying things that are going to get out of the barn and that's it. Okay. Now we are done with step 4 and we are 25 minutes in. And I want to point out that this is a great time to take a 5-minute break. So, if you haven't heard of the Pomodoro technique, it's where you focus on doing a task for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. This technique is really popular, especially with people with ADHD. It really can help you focus for a certain amount of time and give your brain a break and focus for a certain amount of time and give your brain a break. So we're right at the 25-minute mark. So if you feel like you need a break, it's a perfect time to take that 5-minute break. Now we are at 30 minutes. Okay. So we are 30 minutes in and let's see. Where are we? We just did our sell and donate sweep. So now we are going to do sorting. Okay, this is a little bit of a longer step. This is going to take, a half an hour to an hour. And if you're using the Pomodoro technique of 25 focused minutes and 5 minutes off, it will take you 1, 2, or three cycles tops. Okay, so Basically, now that we have cleared out the trash and we've cleared out the sell and the donate stuff, everything left in this pile is what you're keeping, right? So now you want to sort by category. And your job is to sort into like items like blankets with blankets, grooming tools, regular tools, etc. But here is the key. And this is the key. This is so important. You must sort in a way that makes sense to you and your brain only, not what a Pinterest board told you, not what your spouse told you, not what your friend told you, not what you think you should do. No shoulding all over ourselves here, okay? You need to sort in a way that sticks for you, because in order to create a system that is going to stick for you, you need to sort the way that you think. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and spend 30 minutes to an hour and we're going to sort by category. All right. Now we're moving to step 7. Okay. So if you are a person who likes to do the steps as we're going along in the video, you can just hit pause after a step, and go ahead and do it and then come back, hit play again. So we're moving into step 7. Step 7 is to move things to the room that they belong to, because they don't belong in this space. So let me explain that a little bit more. So, okay, what you're going to do is, first of all, if you have a wagon, a wheelbarrow, a cart on wheels, a sled, something like that, it would be incredibly helpful for this step. If you don't, that's okay too. A cardboard box, a big Tupperware, a plastic tub, or a big bin or whatever, it will work. You could even use a tarp or a blanket. You could like spread the blanket out on the ground and be putting some stuff onto it. And then you can fold the corners in and, carry it like a sack if you wanted to, because we're going to be moving some stuff around. So here's what you're going to do. You are going to look at everything, all of those sorted piles, and you are going to ask yourself, do these items belong here in the barn aisle? And it's either a yes or a no. It is not a maybe. Either they do or they don't. And there are 2 questions I'm going to give you if you are stuck that you can ask yourself. One is, if I were to look for this item, where would I look first? Is it in the barn aisle? Probably not. Like, we're imagining your finished barn. You have to find a lead rope. Where would you look first? And that is where that item belongs. And if that's not in this pile here, where you want to have your command center go ultimately, which we can get to that in a little bit, then it doesn't belong here. The second question is, would it be feasible to have it here? Reasonable? Would it be easy for me to put away if that's where I keep it? After I'm done using it, would it be easy for me to put away? So first, if I were going to look for this, where would I look? And then second is, would it be easy for me to put it away there after I'm done using it? And that's how you decide whether those things belong in that space. Okay. Now, so based on what Jolene has told me when she sent this photo, she wants, like, her vision for this space, what she wants is this space to be completely clean and open. So unless there is a whiteboard hiding in there for the command wall, I don't believe that anything in this pile is going to stay. So every single item, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up every single item that doesn't belong, which is all of it. And we are going to move it to where it physically goes. Okay. So you're going to pick it up, put it in the wheelbarrow, the wagon, the bucket, the blanket, whatever. And then you're going to walk it over to where it actually belongs and leave it there. And hold on. This is where I sometimes lose some people, but stick with me. I promise. Okay. I've been doing this a long time. This works. Just hear me out. You need to decide what room the item belongs in. Not the exact shelf, not the exact drawer, just what room. And then you need to go walk it into that room and put it down, done. When you get to the room, listen closely. You are not going to organize that room. You're not cleaning it. You're not dealing with the mess that is in there. It might make that room look messier to drop clutter in the corner. Like, you might be dropping stuff in your feed room and your tack room or whatever. And you might be cringing because you're dropping a pile in the corner. That is 100,000% okay. Like, that is part of the process, because you are now taking things that don't belong in the aisle and putting them in the room they do belong in. So at least if you're looking for them in the tack room, they're in there. And we'll organize the tack room on another day. Right now, your sole focus is the barn aisle, the junk pile right here. Okay. So think of it like this. If you're cleaning your family's living room and you've gathered up all the stuff that belongs to you, your partner, your kids, if you have kids, your animals, whatever. And you walk it to, like, you put it in a basket for each bedroom and you walk it and you put it in their bedrooms. Like, you've done your job. You don't need to put it away in all their closets, all their drawers. You've returned it to the right place. And at least it's in their room. It's where it belongs. Or at least all the dishes, like when you're clearing dishes out from walking around your house, all the glasses on the bedside table and on the office table or whatever, and you're sort of herding them to the kitchen. This is the same concept. You are, like, actually, since we're horse people here, you are herding the item, herding, H-E-R-D, herding, like a lead mare or a stallion or whatever. We're going to herd these items to the room that they belong in, and that's where they're going to go. So here is the recap. Okay. So we have single layered everything so that everything's visible. We have removed the trash. We've removed donation and consignment items. We then grouped our like items together. And then we went through each group and we asked, what room does this belong in? And we picked it up and we walked it to that room without organizing that room. We left it in there. Okay. So this should take you all the way to the bottom of the pile. And the only things left should be that bag of trash and the box of the items you're going to sell and donate from the beginning. Now, is it this time that you are going to take that bag of trash, like, yes, right now, and you're going to tie it up and you're going to walk it over and you're going to put it in the trash can, next to the trash can, wherever your trash goes. But do not leave it here. Get it out of there right now. And then the box that has sell and donate, if you have extra energy, you can go through it and put it into sell and donate boxes. But whether you do that or whether you take the one box, you're going to pick it up and you're going to put it in your car. Okay. This is not going to stay in the barn aisle. It is going to go in your car. And then you are going to open your calendar and you are going to pick a day that you're going to do the drop off and you're going to put it on your calendar. And if you are like me, and let's say I'm going to drop something off at 2 p.m. or whatever, and I need to remember that, I'm going to put the 2 to 3 p.m. time slot on my calendar. And then I'm also going to do a second entry that's like the banner for the whole day. So it's at the top, right? So that I know, like, oh, today I'm dropping off this stuff at the consignment store. And then on the calendar at 2 p.m. is the actual event that has, reminders an hour before, 30 minutes before, and an hour after. I like set all the little reminders in the calendar invite itself where you can set multiple reminders so that if I don't do it, it reminds me an hour later, hey, did you do this? If I did do it, it feels great because I'm like, oh, yeah, I did it. I accomplished that today. Okay, let's see. The next thing, at this point, the area should be completely empty. So now what you would want to do is go ahead and grab your broom, grab the electric blower for the barn aisle and clean it out so that it's fresh and clean and ready to go. Also, looking at this photo, I believe that Jolene, you mentioned that you don't yet have, or you have lights for the area, but you were going to hang them and you couldn't because of the clutter. So that would be the next thing I would do, would be to hang the lights. So if you still have time in your day, I would go ahead and hang the lights. But here's what I would not do. Okay. I would not move on to the command center yet. And here's why. Okay. Listen up. So one idea that Jolene had floated was she was thinking about creating a command center for her barn. And let's see here. There was something I wanted to tell you guys and I noted it somewhere and I'm trying to find it. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. So Jolene, I actually want to recommend that at this point, after you've done the clearing and put the lights up, that you do not do the command center right away. And instead you take a 1 to 2 day break between clearing the space and setting up your command center. Don't do it on the same day. And here is why. Okay. When you're done clearing the space, you are going to feel so accomplished. It's going to look amazing. And what I want you to do actually is to soak that in. Okay. I want you to celebrate your win. We live in such a fast-paced culture. It's go, 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 busy, busy, always chasing the next achievement. And when we do have a win, we many times like we barely even acknowledge it before we move on. But let me tell you, this isn't small, this is big. And in like the small things are big things anyway. The small things add up to the big accomplishments. The small things are how we live our lives. And so the bottom line is, I want you to sit down, slow down, and enjoy this win and celebrate it. Like literally grab a folding chair, grab an energy drink, because I know you love those, and just sit there. Put the chair exactly where you were standing when you took this photo. Pop open that energy drink, sit down, and take a moment to just stare at the space. It is going to be open, clean, fresh. It's lit up. It's literally calling your name. I want you to soak in not just the accomplishment and the win, but also the energy of the space is different now. The flow is different. You are going to feel different about it. You're going to get inspired to think about your command center. Your brain will be in a different place. Your perspective will shift. And when you're in that positive, clear mindset, the inspiration will come easier. And you will start thinking about new ideas for the command center and what it could be. And it will evolve naturally rather than being forced. So this is where I would say, then give yourself at least one day, no more than two, like 1 to 2 days to let this soak in, because now as you're going through your day, you're going to be thinking about the command center. You're going to be thinking about what you want to include. You're going to get ideas for it. And your brain is just like a computer, going to just start to give you ideas of what you want to include. So I have been thinking about, I need to do a command center video, a command center post at some point in the future. But for right now, here is what I'm going to leave you with. When you're ready to think about the command center, I want you to come back and listen to this last part. So for the command center itself, I want you to start to think about it this way. It's going to serve a lot of different people and a lot of different purposes. So here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about emergency information. Make sure it's easy and like easy to find and clear. Day-to-day operations like feeding charts, schedules, and rotation plans. I want you to think about you. What do you personally need at a glance every day? Your family, your spouse, if you have staff or volunteers, who helps you? What would make their life easier if they're looking at this board every single day? How can you help them be successful? Think about your clients. What do they need access to when they're coming to the barn? Is there anything that you need to have up for them? Any sort of schedule or etc.? Who's in what pasture or whatever? Guests and non-horse people, like if someone is coming to watch a friend's lesson, the times when they would need to access it would probably just be like, for example, if an emergency happened, could they find the right information quickly? First responders, would they be able to find vital information quickly? And then also, because I know that you host clinics and large group events, is there anything special in your command center that's going to be needed for those occasions? And also on that note, because you have clients and large groups and clinics, I want you to think about privacy. So if you have sensitive contact information or internal notes, if there's a way for you to incorporate those into the command center, maybe in a binder or a folder that's in like a wall slat or something, so that that information is not posted publicly for everyone to see. So those are the perspectives. If you can just replay this a couple of times and think about all the different people who are going to use the command center and what information they would need to know. You could think about different scenarios, and I would maybe pick like the top 3 to 5 scenarios of when the board is being used, and make sure you include at least one emergency scenario, and just think it through and make sure you have everything that include all the things you think of, and that it's laid out in a way where it's going to serve those purposes. Excuse me. Okay. So that is all for today. But Jolene, I am so excited for this next phase for you and your barn and for everyone else tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. before you go, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on Facebook, please follow the page, like the post, and then consider going to YouTube and liking and subscribing to the channel as well. All of the likes, the follows, and the subscribes, they help so much because it does tell the algorithm that people are engaging with the content, which means that it will get shown to other like-minded barn owners who can benefit. So not only does it help me, but also helps them, and it helps you because then the algorithm will see you engaging with it and show you more content like this. Okay. So please do that. And I will see you next week, where I will be choosing another client's photo and give you a full organizational implementation plan. And hey, don't forget, if you want your photo featured, you can just DM me at The Organized Barn on Facebook. And just send me your pictures and the problem you're trying to solve, and I will select one and I will give you a full detailed walkthrough step-by-step plan for you to implement next week. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Now I just have to figure out to end our Zoom video here. Okay. Bye.